And it's the Christian Dior pump. But did she copy somebody? So I guess my issue is, why are we normalizing dupes like these? Huh? 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 That's the question. Okay, guys, let's do this. So, welcome to my channel. If you are seeing me for the first time, please do subscribe. If you're late to the video, please subscribe. And guys, welcome to my channel. Hope you're gonna enjoy this video. So as you know, on this channel, sustainability matters, and we embrace imperfect sustainability. We upcycle, we recycle, we sew, we repair. We do a lot on here. We are very creative as well, as you could see. So I'll leave you the tips that I follow on how you could be imperfectly sustainable. We are looking at Chanel today because I came across a pair of pumps by Dior while I was thrifting. I absolutely fell in love with it. And it is Dior pumps. It created some reasonable doubt in me. So that's why in today's video, we are going to create some reasonable doubts when it comes to this two-tone Chanel pumps that first came on the scene. That was produced in 1957, I believe. Yes. So we are going to question, we are going to reconsider who really came up with that design. Because you know why? I'll tell you why. In and around that period of time, Chanel and Dior, they were really going at it competitively. They were like butting heads a lot. And guys, that situationship at the time was one where Chanel, being a very strong, very forceful, it was a time when people didn't mind copying each other, because Chanel didn't mind if somebody was copying her. In fact, she was flattered. It was a time when she wanted to really get her name out there, so she didn't mind if the locals copy her. She found that to be very flattering. Did she maybe copy Dior? Did the creative director at the time copy? Did they copy each other? Who copied who first? That's the question. That's the doubt I'm having right here, right now. So that's why today, when I hear of Chanel suing her, him, you, there, them, I'm like, why? Is it just because the house wants to just flex its muscles? Is it because they have lawyers at the click of a button on command? Is it just that? Because I've been hearing Chanel suing a company and accusing them, allegedly. I may have my stories crossed, but did Chanel not sue a company with respect to selling products that they didn't want to go on the market? So they didn't want it out there. So that company somehow got a hold of them and sold them. And Chanel was apparently upset, heard about it, decided that they're gonna flex their muscle and sue the company. And I think they won. So if that's the situation and they're selling a product, what's wrong if another company is selling a product that they didn't want? Why are the big houses, why are they so into this exclusivity mindset that they think that they have justification to not only destroy unsold products, but they should get upset at a company that's trying to survive by reselling products that they may be considered samples or that they didn't really want out there, or that are somehow miscoded. I think that was the issue. Regardless of the issue. Why? Why not live and let your brother live? Because when I look at the Dior pumps, oh my God, I love them so much. I wish that size fitted me. I swear I love it. When I look at that, and then I look at my vintage Chanel, and Chanel produced these pieces. As I said, the two-tone came into being in 1957, I believe. If anybody else knows, I'm not a Chanel person. I only like a few things from Chanel. I am very mindful of what I buy from Chanel, as particularly vintage, because I don't do new production items. Yeah, they are not made well and not sustainable. And yeah, I don't like some of them and the way they look. Yeah, it's just me. I'm not saying they're not nice. Everybody and their auntie, he, she, they, them have Chanel. And you do you. At the same time, this is the period of time when both Chanel and Dior were going neck to neck, trying to outdo each other. So who came up with this two-tone first? When I look at the Dior, then I look at Chanel. Who came up with it first? And Chanel created it in different iterations. Guys, I love these. They're one of my summer pumps that I just stick my skinny feet in and I'm out the door. Perfect. Again, a selective buy. But who came up with the two-tone first? Who did? And that's where I'm having reasonable doubt. You can't blame me. It's reasonable to have that doubt. When I look at Dior and then I look at Chanel. Recently, I believe Chanel also sued a family company that has created a pair of pumps similar to the very popular one. The one that I don't even like. Yeah. And they have sued that company and have won, gotten compensated from a family smaller company. Jeez, it's like David against Goliath. This time Goliath won, because I have learned that the company has to pay out said amount because it was profiting from Chanel's design. Apparently, whatever pumps that particular company, and I believe it's a French company, produced, the pumps that it produced looked too similar to the Chanel pump. Because, as you know, to be qualified for a dupe, it has to have 7 or so differences. If that's what you know to be the case, let me know. I'm open to be corrected. I'm always open to correction here. This is not perfection. So, the company apparently didn't create a pump that has 7 differences. So Chanel was able to sue and win. And I felt bad. Because you know why I felt bad? And a little bit disappointed with Chanel for flexing its muscles and for coming at brands that are often helpless, that do not have the same attorney client power at the drop of a button kind of legal services Chanel has. I am a little bit disappointed, and it's one of the reasons I don't buy new. Because these houses, I think sometimes they flex their muscles on other smaller companies that are just trying to survive. And it's not like they are so innocent in their social responsibilities as well as their production, capitalistic, entrepreneurship dealings. They're not. Many of them are not. Allegedly. I'm so disappointed with the house in the sense that you have to live and let your brother live. Because if you're suing that particular company for dupifying, and that is my word, it's my coinage, for dupifying your slingbacks, what about Steve Madden? Steve. Man, he gets away with so much. Yeah. Can you guys spot the 7 differences? Of course, there's Amazon. It may not be Jeff Bezos himself doing the production line or ordering the production line, but you know what? You're guilty by association because you're housing. If your platform is housing a product that looks like it's a dead ringer, it looks like it's a replica of the Chanel pumps or the Chanel Slingbacks, I don't have that because I don't like it. If a company is hosting and you're selling through Amazon, you're being identified through Amazon, why isn't Chanel suing Amazon? No, that's inconceivable. Why? Because they are both powerhouses. Yeah, but Chanel could come at the little guy, right? Is this world gonna ever get fair? Would I ever experience equality in my lifetime? And that's the question, because when I see these things, it really grieves my heart, and it makes me not ever, even if I love something, not ever wanting to support these brands new. Even if I'm tempted to. I buy vintage, but it doesn't mean sometimes I wouldn't see something new that I may want to buy, as long as I stick within my inconspicuous type of shopping guidelines, fabric, fit, style. I don't mind sometimes buying new. But I also have to look at whether or not a particular company is doing something along the sustainability line and how socially responsible they actually are. I don't mind buying new or encouraging you to buy new, as long as you have a mantra that is somehow sustainable, imperfectly sustainable. So when I look at what Chanel is doing, if Chanel is not gonna sue Amazon for housing and hosting this brand that sells something so similar to the Chanel two-tone pumps, why is it just going after the little guys? Steve Madden, as mentioned. And of course then there's Ferragamo. Guys, look at this. These pumps And while I could see Ferragamo did its thing to actually make it obvious that it may have 7 differences. When it comes to Steve Madden, and of course, you know who else? Zara. Zara built its multi-billion company from dupifying luxury items such as Chanel. Zara has a pair of pumps just almost identical to Chanel. Do you guys remember that? Yeah, almost every day there's a Zara haul of some luxury item that has been replicated, allegedly, dupified, if you prefer that word. If it makes you sleep better at night, to put in your cart. I'm a bit popular today. So, yeah, Zara, Amazon, Steve Madden, Ferragamo, all these companies, they're out there dupifying. So, if you could spot 7 differences, let me know. For some of them, I definitely cannot see it. But at the same time, it makes me question, why do some companies such as Chanel are on such high horses as if they have never done anything wrong in their lives, as if they have never allegedly stolen any designs, but they're out there suing the middle small guy or companies trying to survive because they stole, they're robbing. Oh, a multi-billion company, a behemoth, a leviathan, a dinosaur in the fashion industry, a giant. Oh, these are robbing them of their creative design and robbing them of what they could make. Really? Yeah. And you know what? Recently, I brought this piece in my closet that I absolutely love because it's almost like a dead ringer for Chanel, except I could spot a few differences. I'm not sure if it's 7. These are my Fendi pumps. Let me tell you the reason why I love this. I got attracted to the two-tone pumps because I love how flattering it is on my skin tone. As simple as that. It's not because of brand name. It's not because of anything else. Yes, I try to ensure that it's leather because I love leather. And I also chose to shop on the second-hand market for these. And this, guys, it's just absolutely delicious. This is a beautiful Fendi piece. I love the button details. I love that V cut out detail. It's so flattering on. It's absolutely a stunning piece. And the heel height, it's just perfect. Would Chanel ever come after Fendi if it didn't have all these differences? I doubt. Because it's not going after Amazon. It's not even going after Steve. So I guess my issue is, why are we normalizing dupes like these? Why? And then we ignore the Amazon ones, we ignore everything, and we demonize replicas. When for me, I really don't see a huge difference. Because the fact that these people do not have the copyrights the permission? It's like in the music industry. Did they seek permission to create a dupe? No. Do they actually have the 7 differences? Some of them, that's questionable. So why? 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 The question is why? And it's across the board with these giants. It's like Hermes, it's Dior, it's Chanel. Why do some get away with dupifying and others do not? Huh? 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 That's the question. Would Chanel sue Anne Klein? That would be interesting because Anne Klein's pumps are absolutely dead ringers. Almost dead ringers to the Chanel pumps. And Anne Klein has been in the business for quite some time. I love her shoes. When I saw those, I was actually attracted to them. But enough is enough. I am not into just over-consuming because I like something. That's not how I roll. But I've always loved Anne Klein. I have 2 pairs of these pumps. The black, which is looking at me right there, and these ones. Absolutely love them. So when I because I know of Anne Klein's quality, I know that that pump would definitely be on par with this. So at the same time, it begs another question. When I look at all these brands, Ferragamo, Amazon, Anne Klein, Steve Madden, Zara, Fendi. I know you're okay. When I look at them, it begs the questions. 1. Did Dior copy Chanel or did Chanel copy Dior? And 2, why isn't Chanel going after all these other brands that are dupifying her almost to the point where you can't even differentiate a Chanel from a Steve Madden? So, when it comes to these kind of issues and when it comes to consuming, I don't like a powerhouse to just be out there flexing its muscles on some while leaving others untouched. Yeah. These are some of the things I often keep in mind when I consider shopping. So it's not only your sustainability issues, but it's your integrity, it's your ethics. It's many reasons why I often don't buy new. So those are food for thoughts that I hope that in some way not only would it make you consider or doubt, because I think it's only fair to have reasonable doubts in this situation, because you know what? None of these brands are innocent when it comes to dupifying or replicating other people in the fashion industry. By other people, you know I mean other designers as well as people on the street. I hope you have learned something. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves.